warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Eka Unta. In this video, I will review how to deal with anxiety in speaking. Okay, a rich, this is series with us that 80% of people feel anxious in high-stakes speaking situations. We must act to manage our anxiety so we can accomplish our communication goals. NCT is actually helpful. It gives us energy. It helps us focus. It tells us what we are doing is important, but we must manage it so it doesn't manage us. And it's not just to help us feel more confident. It helps our audience as well. How do you feel when you see a nervous speaker communicate? Come off your mic like towards people suffer, but most of us don't. Most of us feel very uncomfortable and awkward. In fact, it calls us a second, and actually the communication actually makes you feel nervous as an audience, and therefore we are distracted and we can pay attention to the message. So we need to manage our anxiety, not just to help uh, ourselves as communicators, but to help our audience get our message. So where this anxiety come from? It's hard with it us. It based on evaluation. We are worried to be very concerned about our relative status to others. The status that's excited when our speeches was first evolving, and we were hanging out in groups of about 150 people. Your real status there meant everything. It meant access to records for theater production. It was absolutely critical that you had status within that group. It was a matter of that. So this constant surveillance and understanding of our status is something that we carry forward to this day. Yet we can manage it, but we have to take two progressive approaches. We have to first address the symptoms as we ask the sources. The symptoms have to do with what goes on in our body, psychology, and what goes on in our mind, psychology, and sources are things that actually make our an- anxiety worse. Some of us, when we start communication in high-stakes situation, we feel our headphones. Maybe we get a little shaky. Maybe we prepare our blood. We can manage the symptoms. Take a deep breath before you that the kind of a breath you want to. If you're doing yoga or a day chair or going that's calm, you don't. If you shake gesture broadly, big board gesture, they can really help that adrenaline go somewhere. Most people make themselves small and tight, and they hold in and shake. If you prepare a blast, hold something cold in the palm of your hand. It's cool. You don't much like spotting a cold compound in the palm of your hand. In cool, you don't much experting a cold compress on your forehead, on the back of you next if you have a fever. Holding something cold reduces your core body temperature, reduce the perspiration, reduce the blushing. There are things you can do to manage the psychological sometimes symptoms you have around anxiety. What about the cognitive symptoms? The things that makes people really nervous cognitively is their own actually in work something like this. You're sitting in a meeting and your turn is about to come on, and as you're sitting there you start getting a little sickly. You might have some beds or perspiration on your brow, and you start thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, this is really important. I should have prepared more. I can believe in this situation. Why I'm doing this? That you are actually making you more nervous. There is a way that you can sort this instead of running away from your anxiety. Great, uh, it say to yourself, this is my feeling nervous. It makes a sentence that I am nervous. I'm about to do something of consequence and importance, and by giving yourself permission to feel anxious, you actually give yourself a sense of agency. You can take a breath, walk around the building. This all will help you feel competent rather than us. If you actually is spreading of our control, we can do that manage our physiological and psychological symptoms. But we also have to address the things that make our anxiety worse. Worse the sources. There are many structures that can help your communication. Use the what, so what, and how. What structure? You start by talking about what it is your communication called your idea, your plan, your products process. You then explain why it is why it is important to your audience, how to follow from that you're saying, and then finally you explain what is next, what comes afterwards. By having a structure like what, so what now, what you are likely to forget, and by the way, and help the people you're speaking to remember what you're saying as well. How we see our communication, everybody, the dancing, singing, sport. In each of those activities, there's right why and wrong why to do it. We carry this mentally of right or wrong into our communication. So we need to replace the way we see communication as we performance as something else, and we need to reframe it as a conversation. How to do that? First and foremost, about your attention and your audience. You're in service of their needs, with makes it more conversational. Second, as conversational in language where words like us, you, and we that involves people. And finally, question by their very nature conversation, then wake in, so then you make the interaction this straightforward for you and more engaging. That are things that we can do to manage our initiative by addressing both symptoms and searches. Okay guys, that's the video discussion this time. Hopefully it can be useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.